Turning now to North Korea, where Christianity is outlawed and believers are imprisoned, tortured and killed. Nevertheless, human rights groups estimate that there are between 400 to 600,000 Christians in the country.
Some 36,000 have defected to South Korea over the last 2 decades, including a former military official. She tells CBN's Asia correspondent Lucille Talusan about her harrowing experience and the miracles that saved her life.
During the Great North Korea starvation in 1998, Mrs. Son served in the military as caretaker of supplies and later as broadcaster of the Juche, North Korea's propaganda outlet.
My father was the provincial governor and bribed the military officer with a pig so I could get in the military, because it was a way we can get food rations and not starve like the rest of the country. But things got bad when my father lost the elections. He became very sick and died. My brother was detained and died of starvation in prison.
In order to survive, Mrs. Son and her mother escaped to China.
We swam across the Tuman River for 2 days and bribed the North Korean soldiers and brokers in China. There, we found a Christian church who helped us.
After a few months, Chinese police began to trail them.
I was already a Christian but not deep. But I knew it was God who protected me and instructed me to hide and hold onto the underbars of a truck. I got away, but my mom was taken back to North Korea. I went back to rescue her, only to find out that she suffered and died in prison because she did not deny her Christian faith.
Mrs. Son returned to China, where she married a Chinese Christian. Over time, authorities arrested her 2 more times, eventually putting her in a North Korean prison under inhumane conditions where once again Mrs. Son experienced God's help.
I had to eat insects to survive. After 400 days, I was released, malnourished, and can barely walk. This was when my husband used his Chinese citizenship to get me to South Korea.
Here, Mrs. Son joined the Sopyeong Church, where she grew in her Christian faith.
This is Sopyeong Church. Sopyeong means Seoul and Pyongyang. Many of its members are North Koreans whom they helped settle in South Korea. They envision a unified North and South Korea by spreading the gospel in North Korea.
It is impossible to reunite politically because of different cultures and backgrounds. Therefore, reunification can only happen through faith. During the starvation, many North Korean defectors escaped to China. Many believed Jesus, received Christian education in other countries, and became missionaries in North Korea, where there are now about 600,000 Christians in underground churches. Many Christians in South Korea who are praying for reunification believe it will happen in 5 years.
North Korean Christians like Mrs. Son can help make this happen.
I want to thank my mom and be like her. I am also dedicating my life to serve Jesus Christ and spread the gospel and worship Him until I die.
Lucille Talusan, CBN News, Seoul.